don't we do have an audit every year though, is that correct?
This is a different kind of audit. You know, the audit that we have every year is against the results that we've put together around, you know, processes, controls, expenses. It doesn't go in and check everything. You know, as a forensic audit, a forensic audit is a much deeper audit than you would contemplate as a result of having the auditors come in. We also give the auditors information. So if you recollect, one of the first lines you see in the audit report is that they state that their findings and all are based on the information we provided. Well, this time they dig a little deeper to find out whether or not there are holes in the system. Have things been done incorrectly, you know, illegally? You know, so when you start talking about a forensic audit, you're doing a deeper dive into some of the transactions to make sure that they all add up and the processes and controls look like they work.
Now, with our audit that we get every year, couldn't we have him to dig deeper? The reason why I'm asking all these questions is because I've been getting a lot of phone calls about this particular ordinance today. It just sparked up a lot of conversation. So with the auditor that we pay, that give us an audit every year, couldn't he dig deeper also?
Council President.
Wait. I'm sorry, Mr.
Answer, I'll get to it.
You tend not to want to use your internal auditor to take a look at your forensic side. They're the ones that are also on the hook. You know, to some degree, if things are discovered that maybe they should have found. You know, but this is a different look at the financial structure and financial characteristics of the city. You know, we've been talking about doing lots of checkpoints, cleanups throughout the financial year that's almost over. This is just an additional step to make sure as we go into the new year that the house is completely in order. I don't know if they're going to find something or not, but at this point in time, a forensic audit is certainly a logical next step in the evolution of this city and its management of its finances.
And how far back?
Yeah.
How far back are you going?
We said from 2006 to current, including this year.
What has happened, it seemed like to me, has happened, and you've got an audit report, and we complain each year about the findings and so forth and so on. This year you said there will be no findings next year, and, you know, and all of that. We heard that also every year. Forensic is looking back. What happened already. It happened. We closed those books, and they're over with, it seemed like to me. Forensic audit looks back and say, oh, here's a transaction that should have been $30,000 and you paid $80,000 or whatever the case may be. Why didn't you get this form and so forth and so on? I just don't think that a forensic audit on the taxpayers is necessary at this point, especially with the new administration. We have a financial person that may have, you have a CPA, Mr. Mayor. You have a CPA, I imagine.
I'm not a CPA.
Okay, you're not a CPA, but you're a good administrator. And you have Mr. Smiley there, Smiley. I just think that we adopted a budget. You're going to adopt another one. You need to move on and forget about the past. The past is over with. What are you going to find? That somebody screwed up? Yes. And we know that already because we had, let's see, 3 administrators since I'm here. We didn't have a CPA, a CFO, we had a part-time guy, and so forth and so on. I just think that we need to move on with your good graces, and the mayor's good graces, and straighten this agent out, the city. We trust you. That's why we adopted every resolution you put before us. We may have modified a few of them, but we adopted them. So I don't think we need to put $60,000 on the taxpayers anymore. We got enough taxpaying things to put on. Just believe me, so I'm voting against this. And This is a council meeting, sir. You have a chance to speak at the end. Thank you.
It'll be too late,
Yeah,
because
it will
Excuse me,
not.
You can't.
the auditors do the audit. They have in their reports that they
Okay,
can't
do
do
I
this.
have
And
consent?
I determined-
Council President.
Can I, Council President, may I make a comment? Council President? Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
A forensic audit uncovers illegalities, problems in systems, possible criminal activity as well. To say, let's forget about it, it's done. What a forensic audit will do will also uncover if there's still something that is not right, something going on. We know that I found illegalities in the way the recreation division had been run.
Right.
Money that was missing, money not spent correctly. You yourself, Chairman, just said that we didn't have a CFO. It's
No, we didn't.
the height of fiscal irresponsibility to not make sure that we do right by the residents here by uncovering and making sure that there's nothing illegal going on back and forward. There's no statute of limitations on if somebody stole money and the money is hidden away and the employee is maybe still here. I'm just using that as an example. So to have no fiscal house in order for years and years and years, and to say that it's not worth it for the residents of this city to know that the house is clean and that any misdoings or misdeeds or just irregularities are corrected, that's just incredibly stunning to me, and it's the height of fiduciary irresponsibility to even suggest it. I'm in
That's
favor.
your thoughts, my dear.
I'm
I
still
say that you
speaking, and I
elected
still
a
have
good
the
mayor.
floor. I still have the floor. Thank
I don't
you.
care. You
Okay, you
making
don't care.
statements that are not
I
fair.
can't wait till the end of December.
Come on, guys,
more week.
order, order.
One more
Order, come on, guys. Any more comments?
So just to
Yes,
finish,
I
just to
think that
finish
Mr.
my
West,
Councilman, he's not finished yet.
Mr. West,
I was not.
She was still talking, she finished her statement. Councilman Reed, she was still talking.
you say go ahead, any more comments? I'm making more comments, that's all.
She
Now,
meant
if you
for
want
me
her
to
to continue,
continue.
let her continue.
Right. I think that $60,000, given what could potentially be uncovered, is probably a drop in the bucket, and we owe it to the residents. Thank you.
We may owe it to the residents, and I trust that Mr. West, Mr. Smiley, and Mr. Mapp, and anyone that he hires in this area has the ability to look at it and say, boy, we did that wrong. Is it criminal? You can make that determination. Not paying another $60,000. We pay you enough now. Something. So my suggestion to you is to continue on the route that you are. You've made a lot of good promises. You made us look up and say, you know, they may be right. Let's move on, and let's not spend this extra money on something that's not going to matter. From 2006, you say, up to now?
Do I have any more comments from my colleagues?
Yes. I just want to point out that when we had our audit conference, our new CFO did indicate, he didn't promise that we would have no findings next year. In fact, he actually stated that he expected almost all the findings to go away, but that the general ledger accuracy could not be guaranteed because it would take time to fix all of the problems. And I'm sure they haven't found them all yet. I'm sure they're working their way through them. But I think it's really, it doesn't make sense, and it's really not a good representation of what's happening in City Hall for any councilman to say, oh, we trust you guys, we put you there, we support you all the way, but you can't have the tools that you need to actually fix all the problems and find them. So this is one way to find the problems in a way that our staff doesn't have the time to do. And that's why forensic audits are done. We're not the only municipality or corporation that has done a forensic audit. They're done for a reason. And I think given what's happened over the time that we did not have a CFO, makes us a perfect candidate for a forensic audit.
Thank you. Should we move on? Is this the item that I need to put on the agenda? Vera?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Young Brown,
Miss?
yeah. Yes.
Okay, it's on, but I tell you, we move on. The next one is